You know what that means, don't you?
You
Time
should.
for a rap show. If you're listening to this is the part that goes out on the main feed. This is the rap show preview.
It is.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were like, am I supposed to say something? That's probably a good time to say that this is the far less polished version of our podcast.
Is it? I suppose so.
Yeah, the rap show is a bit more freeform.
A bit more loosey-goosey, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. As I say, you're listening to this is on the main feed and it's a preview of that. If you want to listen to the entire show, it's available in full over on Patreon. And we're going to have a couple of weeks off the air, aren't we? Like we're going to do a best of show next week and then, or maybe a season trailer. We haven't quite nailed in what we're going to do yet, but we're back on the main feed with a brand new season on the 23rd of June.
Yeah.
And we're doing drugs.
How many times are you going to make that joke?
Every time.
Every single time?
Every time.
Okay. We're doing drugs.
Yeah, and we're starting with Trainspotting. And it's your season. And we've got 7 other drugs movies to talk about, which will be announced over on our Patreon on a feature.
It will.
With that out of the way, should we get stuck in?
Let's do it.
So, rap show then, season 10.
Flops.
Big floppy ones.
Yeah.
Ones that lost loads of money, or a little bit of money, or not
a
quite,
lot of money,
or loads of money. But sometimes they made money, but not as much money as you wanted them to make, and that's still a flop.
Yeah, that was quite a mouthful.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have fitted on our little.
It wouldn't, no.
Our little pictures that we put on Instagram, would
no.
it? So we just put flops. We should have put floppies. We could have put
Should
floppies,
we?
But maybe the algorithm would have banned us in some way for saying floppies.
It's probably some Gen Z euphemism that we're unaware of.
It was season 10, and to mark the occasion, we thought we would do 10 episodes, and we combined that. We usually take it in turns. I'll pick a season, you'll pick a season, but this time we combined our powers. I picked 5 and you picked 5, and we took it in turns on the lineup. So we did 10, which was different.
It was.
But it was nice, actually. I quite liked it.
I think it might be my favourite season yet.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to spend a bit of time talking about the season, what we picked, why we picked it, what our favourites were, what we could have picked, and then we're doing a little quiz.
Oh, yes, quiz. I'd forgotten about the quiz.
Oh, no. Did you write the questions?
I wrote all of the questions.
You don't sound too convinced.
I did. I wrote all of the questions.
Oh,
That's
good.
good. Yes.
So we've got a quiz for each other later.
Yeah.
But before that,
yeah.
Do you want to speed run through the lineup? Just give us a refresher.
Okay. So starting in the first place, we've got The Thing, 1982, not the remake. Although it is forget it. Number 2 was Masters of the Universe. Number 3 was Empire Records. Number 4 was Battlefield Earth. 5, Nightbreed. 6, The King of Comedy. 7, Tank Girl. 8, Driven, the Sly one. 9, Labyrinth. 10, Super Mario Brothers, the good one.
Awesome.
And that was our lineup. And like I say, we took it in turns. First one was yours. First one was The Thing. And it's one of your favourite movies. And what a way to start the season.
My favourite movie. It's not one of. It's the favourite. Well, do you know what? I've always hated that question. I've always dreaded it when people are just like, what's your favourite film?
Yeah.
It's like, you can't ask a film person that because firstly, I'm going to sit there for days evaluating everything in my collection going, but what is it? How can I narrow it down to just one? But it's become like my knee-jerk answer. What's your favourite film? The Thing. Gun
to your head, you got to make a decision.
The Thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. But in reality, it's a much more complex question than meets the eye.
For nerds.
For nerds, yeah. For most people, it's just like, it's Love Actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I love the movies of John Carpenter, and it was great to cover another John Carpenter movie. And
was that our third?
I think it was our third. Yes.
Yeah.
Probably our most covered director.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone else that we've done more of their movies.
Not so far. No. There will be more Carpenter in our lineups.
Yeah, there's a couple that I would like to get to, definitely. Yeah. there's at least 3 or maybe 4 others that I would like to get to.
Okay.
Of varying levels of quality. But
Oh
unapologetic.
no, you're going to put Ghosts of Mars on a lineup, aren't you? That's what that means.
And vampires. Yeah, and Prince of Darkness, obviously.
Prince of Darkness is great.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll probably want to talk about the alien glasses. They live at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was good to talk about the thing. And I think that was one of the things that surprised me about maybe the first half of the season more than the second, but how much matte paintings were a feature of this season.
This could have been matte painting season.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I felt like they were in every movie for at least the first half, maybe with the exception of Empire Records. Did that have a matte painting? It might have done.
I don't remember it having a matte painting.
Was Lucas a matte painting?
Maybe.
Was anyone in it called Matt? And they were painting?
No, AJ was painting.
Let's call him Matt.
Okay.
So there was a matte painting.
And then we moved on to Masters of the Universe.
The thing that I really liked about this season, right, is I really enjoyed it too.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that I really liked about it is that we covered some objectively brilliant movies, some objectively terrible movies.
Yeah. And everything in between.
And everything in between. There was such range in the quality of movies. There were some all-time terrible ones, and there's some ones that weren't great. But I loved most of mine, with the exception of one, I think. But even if they weren't great movies, I do love them for various different reasons. And it was really nice to dig into that. And Masters of the Universe was the first example of that on the season. Because it's such a nostalgic film for me. And I don't think it's terrible. I think it's okay. But I love it.
Yeah.
And that's probably what a lot of my picks ended up being. It's not great, but I love it.
I think that's one of the reasons I enjoyed this season so much, because it just felt so much more personal.
Yeah.
And we were able to get really passionate about stuff that we loved.
Yeah.
Even if the world at large hated it.
Yeah. I mean, talking about stuff from my childhood naturally brought up feelings and memories from my childhood. So
and
naturally,
Cozy Coupe and Envy.
Yeah, exactly. Like we got to have conversations like that, which was nice. We don't often get to do that. Certainly won't be able to do that in a drug season.
I'm sure you've got plenty to say.
No.
Have you seen the on-set photos of the new Masters of the Universe? Okay.
I have not, no. That's the Jared Leto one.
Yeah. I think it's, Johnny Galitzine or...
Johnny Galecki?
No. The actor that's replacing Dolph.
Right. I know. I heard that it's an actor from a thing that you watched.
An actor from a thing.
Was it maybe Sex Education or something like that?
No.
Oh, no. What am I thinking of? Bottoms. Was he not in Bottoms?
Oh, maybe he was.
He was the football player, I think.
Maybe he was, yeah.
I swear I heard that. Yeah.
I remembered him from The Craft Legacy.
Yeah, there's that too, which I had not seen. And you said it was brilliant.
Good.
Oh, well, you said it was amazing.
The Craft Legacy?
Yeah.
The first half of it, half decent. The second half of it, half a star.
I swear you said you love it more than the first movie.
Are you joking?
Yes.
Awful, awful film.
I'm not particularly excited about a reboot to that because of Jared Leto, but some of the casting is brilliant. So, like, on the one side of it, I'm like, yeah, Idris Elba, great.
Alison Brie,
yeah, but even better. But then Jared Leto, and it's like, it's the flying ointment.
Ointment.
Yeah.
I just want to know who's still casting this prick.
I don't know.
It's such a well-known thing that he's a creep.
Yeah.
And just not a great human being. So I don't get it. I don't get the appeal.
Plus, he's just making shit movies that flop like Morbius. Why are we doing this?
Yeah, he's not even bankable anymore.
You know, because social media, I think.
I don't know. Well, obviously, we're all in our little algorithm echo chambers. So I don't get to see anything positive about Jared Leto because that's not the content that I engage with. What I engage with is people outing him for DMing underage models.
Right. Yeah.
So, I've yet to see anybody say a nice word about that man.
I just gather that he's got a huge following because he was in that band.
Yeah.
And he's been an actor for ages and he's started a cult and allegedly all of that stuff.
Oh, yeah, because people who start cults are great.
And
historically,
I'm guessing that he's just on paper got a lot of followers that people imagine they're going to get a lot of bums on seats, but I don't know. Like,
But it's not working.
no, it's not. Let's stop talking about Jared Leto.
All right. So moving on from Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, you picked Empire Records. Why'd you pick that one, eh?
Because I love it.
And what else would you have put it in? A music season, I guess. We could have done that for High Fidelity.
Yeah.
But you love it. We spoke about it in the show. Another example of talking about when we first saw a thing, what we thought about it. And you've got a nice story in that show about when you first saw it.
Accidentally, yeah.
Yeah, accidentally. And that's a nice thing, isn't it? When you see something accidentally. It rarely happens, especially when you are... I know pretty much every film that I watch. I know pretty much what it is.
It just doesn't happen anymore, does it?
No, like you never. We don't have the thing anymore where you're just flicking through the television.
Yeah.
I grew up in a time before you even had the display on the telly. You just had to flick through it and go, "What's this?"
Yeah, just try and figure it out halfway through.
That was fun though.
Yeah.
I used to like doing that. I used to flick through, and like a lot of the times I get in a movie, and my parents were like, well, "How are you doing? How are you getting this?"
And then 10 years later, end up in the forums on IMDb going, does anybody know what this is? I can only describe the second half.
Yeah. Gone are those days.
Yeah.
And I suppose films like Empire Records remind you of that to a degree.
Very much so,
And you really like that movie.
I do, but it's another example of what you were talking about in that it's a film that was not received well, that I don't think is necessarily particularly great. But it gives me the warm and fuzzies, man.
Yeah, that's important.
It makes me happy.
Even if it has got Lucas in it. That's fascinating.
You and your Rory Cochrane hate.
I sort of talked about it in the show, but I'm starting to come around to it, and I don't love it, but I'm like, yeah, I can get through this. This is okay. If we have to watch this every year, okay, let's crack open a beer and it's fine.
It just brings me joy.
Yeah, good. But why wasn't Matthew Lillard in it? That's the question. That's my main takeaway from it.
Yeah, he would have fit right in.
He would have. Battlefield Earth was the next one, which was my
Yikes.
choice. Which, do we really want to talk about that anymore, or should we move on from that?
Let's move on. I think we said everything we needed to say.
We were pretty scathing about that.
More than we wanted to say.
Yeah.
And I think we've probably wasted enough of our lives on that piece of shit.
Moving on to Nightbreed then.